There are specific habits people use to make sure they've been in the game for over 20 years, whereas some come in and they stay 1 month and they are done. I was looking at one of our traders on the floor on his WhatsApp status today, humorously posted a video where somebody sent someone signal and it's like, he can't breathe, he's still crying from the loss of the last time and he's in pain. Why? Because this person does not know that there are specific habits that keep us here long enough. This is why we will be here, even because habits, these things I want to teach you are principles. These principles, they work regardless of who you are, whether you are a Christian like me, or you are a Muslim, or you are you are a free thinker, you are an atheist. It doesn't matter. What matters is at the end of the day, if you know how to apply these principles, you will be successful. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. If somebody from the ancient time comes in today and I say take these principles and apply it, you will see consistency. Consistency, therefore, is a product of principles. These principles can be grounded as a habit. These habits can be infused in our subconscious, and then it will automatically affect every trading decision we make. Now, if that is something you are interested in, let me show you the habits of successful traders. Now, there are 4 of them we've been able to outline. Many, if you want, if you can go back and watch many podcasts, you can watch as many as you want. They are all pointing down to 4 things, right? And these 4 things, I want to teach one in this session because I can't compress all in one video. And yes, I can't put all in one video, but if you start here, you can run from here, right? I'm picking the hat and I'm giving it to you. Okay, so let's get down to business. The first part of the first habit you need to know or you need to learn, and if you are listening, write this down, is the habit that says, or the habit of focusing on a series of trade rather than one trade. What does that mean? Write it down, I'll explain. The ability to focus, or the discipline to focus on a series of trade rather than one trade. And I'm going to teach that. I'm going to explain that. So I've explained that strategy is essential, statistical edge. If you know me very well, I believe in a good strategy. I will not teach psychology without teaching a good trading edge. So I believe in a good edge. Now, a quality edge is what is proven over time, like what I've given you, is treated thoroughly, tested thoroughly, yes, is repeatable. You can see it often. And the win rate, you know it. This is why I tell you take 20 trades. You know the win rate and it has a good risk to reward ratio. I personally showed you my account, so let's move on. Now, a strategy is a tool, psychology is the driver. Now, this is a habit. Psychology has different parts. This is one of it. One of it that I want to teach you is this part where you focus on a single trade perspective. This is very destructive. Why? Because when you open a trade with the perspective of, I want this trade to win. That ideology will make you lose money. And I'll explain. Because when you want this trade to work, you no longer think about your future. And in your trading career, you're going to take hundreds of millions of trades. As long as you are either a day trader or a swing trader, okay, maybe a swing trader, you can take maybe thousands in your lifetime. If you're a scalper, you're going to take potentially millions of trades. If you're a day trader, hundreds of thousands of trades. So if you focus too much on one trade, you will not think of the next one. And guess what we do? We will put too much lot size. And risk management is another course on its own. There is a way to manage risks like the hedge funds do. We'll talk about that. But when you increase your lot size, this is what you're telling the market. I know this trade will be a winner. And if you were in my last class, you know that you know nothing. You only know your edge. So when you expect one trade to do everything, that affects us. Now, when you put too much emphasis on one trade, it causes fear. That hesitation you feel, oh, I feel like, should I take this trade? Should I not? It's because you want the trade to win. And of course, who does not want to win? I'm trying to shift your mind from, I want this trade to win, to I want the next 20 trades to win. You want to know how professional traders stay in the game this long? This is what they do. They fix their mind on the next 20 trades. You hesitate because you want that trade to win. And because you want it to win, you don't want to take a loss. And because you don't want to take a loss, you hesitate. Professional traders have come to understand that I will take losses, right? So since I will take losses, I'm going to scatter the probability across 20 trades. The second thing is you exit the trade prematurely because you wanted to win. You over leverage because you think this trade will win. So let's put all the money on the line. Let me risk my wedding money on this trade. Let me put the whole family account on this trade. You've seen somebody doing huge volumes. You don't know how they got there, but you are like, let me. Then you avoid taking trades. You revenge trade because you believe every trade owes you a winner. No, it's the next 20 trades. With what I have given you, an individual trade will not make you successful, but the next 20 will. When you look at the basket of trades, you will see the difference. Why fear happens. Now, when you are expecting certainty, this is my point. This is what I'm trying to tell you. You say you don't know why your heart rate rises when you are in a trade. It's because you want it to work. Okay, but if I don't want a trade to work, how will I be a winner? What you know is performance. What you want to do is focus on performance. Is this the edge? Does this check the boxes? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've given you something that is very measurable. If you don't want to do that, check your system. If your system is measurable, check the boxes. Stop expecting, write this down. Stop expecting individual trades to be winners or losers. Don't expect them to be winners. Don't expect individual trades to be losers. Look at your next 5 trades. Look at your next 20 trades. And if you believe that analysis equals outcome, you are wrong. This is why you are obsessed with wanting this trade to work. Guess what? The system is powerful, but it's only powerful to the degree that the market decides to go your direction when you put on the trade. That's all this is. That's all this is. Because you want one trade to work, you are afraid of being wrong. Let me tell you, you see this big word fear is the single greatest. I mean, if you can handle fear, you are free to go. Leave my training session and go. If you can handle fear, it takes training to do this. And what are you training yourself to do? You're training yourself to detach from an outcome of one trade. One trade. Also, when I come into trade today, Jeremiah is telling me that when I open a buy and I set my stop loss and take profit based on my strategic criteria, I should not care about the outcome. Yes. Then he's now telling me that after I take 20 trades following the exact strategy, or 5 trades or 10 trades, that's when I should care about the overall outcome. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. So when you do this, this is when you will know if your system works or not. And then it takes you away from fear. Now, the truth about trading, I am emphasizing this because you need to know why you need to think this way. Every one trade has a random outcome. And this is crazy. This is crazy. And it's true. Every particular individual trade has a random outcome. But you see, the next 20 trades, that's where the profit is. That's where the edge shows. So if you believe your system works, mine works, and I've shown you, if you believe it works, you will see the working in the next, you will see that work in the next 20 trades, not in the next one trade, the next 20. This is what equals consistency. So I will teach risk management and how to divide your risks into 20 to scatter your trades. So you will see that consistency is a product of risk management coupled up with all these things. But consistency will only come when you begin to see that this individual trade has a random outcome. It does. It's the truth. The outcome could be a loser or a winner. I wish I could tell you otherwise, but there is no certainty. No individual trade is certain. But the next 20 trades, yes. So your challenge is you need to develop the habits of saying, I don't care about this one trade. I care about the next 20 trades. And I will show you how to help yourself get that. I don't care about this one trade. I'll care about the next 20 trades, right? And my edge will show up by the end of the next 20 trades. That's what I care about. Me personally, I've come to understand there is nothing I can do, regardless of the system and all the knowledge I have, to make one particular trade go my direction. But when you see my baskets of trade, when you see 20 trades, that's where true consistency shows up. You need to shift your focus from this, will this trade work, to what? To what? Let's execute the next 20 trades based on the rules. Will this trade work? They don't think that way because the professional trader knows that they're going to take losses. They're not obsessed with one trade. Sure, there is a style of trading where all your edge aligns, and of course you can increase the risk because you believe this is high probability setup, and they exist, right? But regardless of when they increase their risk or not, when you are managing a portfolio like Bridgewater, Redalio, or like Paul Tudor Jones, you are not going to carry everything and put on one trade and bet the whole. These guys spread their risk, taking multiple trades within the year. Why? Because they know that the edge is when there are more than one, more than two, more than four. When there are 20 trades, I spread my opportunities across. Now, random outcomes is what happens when a trade puts when a trade one trade is open. Expect the outcome to be random. What does this mean? It will either lose or it will win. I don't know where it will go. Could you see how do you see how important this is? I'm talking about only one habit though. I've just been explaining one habit since. So imagine how the other four are essential and see why I can't put them together. I can just come and tell you, expect every trade, every individual trade has a random outcome. That's the first habit, and go. You will just listen and nothing will change. This repetition is infusing it in your subconscious. Your subconscious affects how you think, and your thinking affects your feeling. Your feeling affects your actions. Your actions affect your trading results. Every individual trade is random, but you trust the edge to perform over time. Now, my setup should predict. Change this. I've taught you trend line strategy, but it will not predict the market. It will not predict. It will not predict the market. If I could predict the market, I would not be teaching. I would just sit down in one dark room morning till night, and it's the truth. I will be there from. If I could predict the market, nobody will even know I existed, right? Because they're going to take me off. They're going to take me off grid, as in I would disappear mysteriously if I could predict the market, and no one can. Nobody can. If I lose, I'm wrong. No, it's because that particular trade choose to not work out because the outcome of one trade is not certain. Turn this into your mind. This is the most difficult belief of every trader. This is why I'm teaching this. This is one of the most difficult beliefs because when they place that trade after marking point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, they believe this edge should predict. If I'm lose, I'm wrong, and I must be right. You don't have to be right on one trade. You will be right on 20, on 10, on 7. Take a basket of trades. Functional beliefs. One particular outcome is random. One particular outcome is random. I will follow my edge. One trade is nothing. I say this to myself every day. If you believe one trade is nothing, will you risk too much? No, because the outcome is uncertain. And when you don't risk too much, your blood pressure will rise. I will teach you risk management and show you how risk management connects to, okay, the risk management, you're telling me the risk management for the advanced class. Okay, let me just say this now for free. The reason your blood pressure is high is because your accounts, the money you are risking is too much. Let's say you have a $200 account. Try risking $1 and let's see if your blood pressure will rise. You know what? Try risking 0.5 cents. Let's see if your blood pressure will rise. You need to understand what I'm saying. Now, why is one trade nothing? Because the outcome is not certain. Understanding fear logically. Now, fear, it covers. Now, why are we talking about fear? Because when you put too much emphasis on one trade, fear is what comes up. When fear comes up, your brain enters survival mode. Go back to the last class. If you're new, by the way, if you just joined us today, go and watch the teachings from the first session one to this session. You catch up quickly. The quicker you can watch it and go over it, you'll get. This is further into the lecture. Fear covers reality. It makes it blurry. You don't see what you're doing. Why? Because fear taps you into survival mode. Once you enter survival mode, you either fight, or you fly. Now, when you look at the charts, the data makes you feel like, oh, you are in danger, because your brain thinks that that chart is what is causing the fear. When you look at the charts, right, in ancient times where people went hunting and they see an animal, let's say they went hunting for a, a squirrel and they've been hunting for a while, they did not get it because trading is like hunting. Follow me carefully. They did not get a squirrel after a while, and then they just see something like a squirrel that passes. Your brain immediately enters into flight mode or fight mode. You begin to chase after that thing you thought you saw, excuse me, with so much speed, and you're running after that. Now, if it's a bear you encounter, you run immediately. And for some people, they pick up their spear and they begin to fight. Your brain looks at those charts like exactly that. It's exactly because when you come to the market, you're like, it's time for me to hunt. It's not like a job where, okay, once you fill in a data or one or two things you do and they pay you. Here you are like looking for the strategy. Your brain thinks you are hunting. It's just that here you're in a safer environment. Well, are you really safe when fear kicks in? You think that the chart puts you in danger. And what those screens are showing is just information. The market does not know that you are in it or out of it. It just knows that there are specific traders that is going to take their liquidity and then move forward. But you particularly, it doesn't know your name, doesn't know anything, but you think you are in danger. And once that happens, fight or flight kicks in, and you need to work on this. And to do this, you will say, I don't need this trade to win. I need you to write this down, screenshot this, do whatever you need to do with this, and say this to yourself every morning. I don't need this trade to win. I just follow the plan. I don't need this trade to win. I just follow the plan. I take the next trade and the next trade as long as it follows my criteria. Paste this on your trade index. If you don't have a trade index, paste this on your laptop. If you don't have a laptop, write it on your palm or paste it where you take your bath. The real trading game will start when you determine your risk, when you take the trade, when you accept the result, and when you repeat it. The real trading game. So when you say, who are you or what do you do? I'm a trader. You are a trader if you determine your risk. Don't risk the bloody farm. I'm sure you want to make money overnight. I do too. I do too. I want to make money overnight too, but it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work for millennia. And if it does work for one person, trust me, we are not the special one. I know that's not what you want to hear, but that's the truth. Your trade will work. You will get there. And when you now have so much capital you can play with, that your house is not on the line or your school fees is not on the line. One of the traders on the floor did a joke one time that I did go hard or go home, and now I can't go home because even the money I've blown it and now I can't go home. So it's crazy. Manage your risks, take the trade, accept the results, and repeat. Remove emotional weight by what? By removing gut feelings. Oh, do you think this will work? I was talking about emotions the other time, and you will do this through training. You won't get this in one video. You will get this through training. Now, stop picking trades. I feel like this trade will work. Stop feeling. I feel like it will go and hit my TP. I feel like it will hit my stop loss. Who told you that? Oh, I know this trade is going to, I just know it. Well, if you know, go on trade. We don't. We know our strategy. That's what we know. That's how much we know. Oh, I feel like this trade is going to work. I feel like this you don't feel. Stop feeling. When you are good, great. When you are long term in the business, then you can start feeling. Ray Dalio can feel anything he wants. He has earned it. Warren Buffett can feel anything they want. They have earned it. You haven't. You are just starting. And even if you've been doing this for a while, if you have not seen consistency, stop feeling. I'm telling you, don't pick trades anymore. Just rules, execution. This is the mindset. Rules, execution. Rules, execution. You're a swing trader, higher time frames. Day trader, mid time frames. Scalper, lower time frame, like much lower time frames. Build your trading mantra. Write this down. Say this to yourself. We did this. We did this, and do it. It will help you. Paste it in your trading. Let your eyes see it. You want to move things into your subconscious. It happens by understanding and repetition. Understanding who is what I've been taking my time to do. I've been taking my time to show you why. This is just one habit, and we've expounded on this. This is giving you understanding. If you don't focus on series of trade and you focus on one trade, you will create fear. Once fear enters you, it creates a fight or flight response. If you watch my last teaching, once you enter fight or flight response, survival mode kicks in. What you do is it blurs logic. Survival mode kicks logic out of the way because your emotional mind is faster than logic. And then guess what? You begin to make all the trading errors, over trading, revenge trading, and all those things. I will not just take this trade, I will take the next 20 trades because each trade is one of many, and my edge makes money over time. Imagine how many trades you will take for throughout the year. So this brings me to the conclusion of this particular class.